For those of you who may or may not know or are aware, Haiti and the Dominican Republic are located on the same island of Hispaniola in the Caribbean. At some point in time, Haiti was known as the Pearl of the Antilles. Producing cotton, tobacco, and sugar from sugarcane, with their ideal climate, they soon became a hot commodity for other nations such as Spain and France. After successfully revolting against the French, Haiti soon became the first independent black nation. Haiti would then go on to help other nations revolt, and the Dominican Republic was one of them. Haiti invaded the Dominican Republic and would force their culture and identity upon them, thus filling their hearts with hatred. Haitians would migrate to the Dominican Republic for a better life as the Haitian economy began to deteriorate. As generations passed down, the idea of hate towards the Haitian people, they soon began to experience this. Rafael Trujillo became president of the Dominican Republic in the 1930s into the early 60s before his assassination. He was born in the Dominican Republic to two Hispanic parents, one of which were of Haitian descent. He was known to wear makeup to lighten his skin and considered himself of European descent. Trujillo feared the darkening of the Dominican people and publicly promoted anti-Haitian sentiments. Anti-Haitianismo was even taught in schools. In October 1937, as a result of an outcry from his people accusing Haitians of stealing cattle and fruits from their labor and causing an alarming increase of unemployment within the country along the border, Trujillo ordered his men and civilians to execute Haitian people. When faced by militia or whoever, you were faced by a sprig of parsley. Upon demand, you had to say the Spanish word for parsley, perejil. If you couldn't pronounce it trailing the R, you were executed or tortured then executed. This became known as the Parsley Massacre. Although no exact number of Haitians were recorded, historians believe it ranged from the 10,000s up to 20,000, but that's only on paper, as crimes against them often would go unreported. Haitians and Dominicans were murdered over the course of 5 days. This genocide was very much inspired by Hitler. After Trujillo's purge, he released something similar to Hitler's Mein Kampf called Estudios del Terror y los Terrors de la Historia. This document was filled with the ideology of hate and instructed mass murder. And since this massacre was only 70 years ago, the Dominican Republic continues to implement policies that are still anti-Haitian oriented. In 2013, the Dominican government passed a policy that would require the deportation of Dominican citizens of illegal migration and Haitian heritage. Anyone born after 1929 is required to prove that their ancestors were legally allowed to enter the country, and if they couldn't prove their legitimacy, they were deported back to Haiti. This piece of legislation affected 250,000 people, thus leaving them stateless. The Dominican Republic followed the ruling with the Naturalization Law, or Law 169-14. This law is supposed to help Dominicans reclaim their citizenship, but puts the burden on the citizens to provide the records of their births or their parents' births. Why should we care? Stripping away anyone's citizenship is a violation of international human rights law. This has been condemned by different NGOs such as the Robert F. Kennedy Center for Justice and Human Rights and Amnesty International. But the international community did nothing to intervene. And since the U.S. favored any anti-communist ally, they simply looked the other way. To avoid a war in the Caribbean, where the U.S. and other nations become involved as allies, if the UN or other NGOs or IGOs get involved, then we can ultimately avoid a possible World War III. Now, the issue lies with the Haitian government. Do they have the capacity to receive these incoming immigrants? Can they provide them with the proper documentation for citizenship? As in Haiti, you cannot have dual citizenship. Does Haiti have the capacity to provide security and other political goods to its citizens? And last but not least, what does Haiti have to say in the matter of the court decision and incoming rush of its people who have nothing and know nothing of the Haitian culture? With the new president of Haiti, we must wait to see what changes he can bring to the country as far as immigration and its relationship with its sister country.
Haiti and the Dominican Republic are close, but only in the geographical sense. The two countries may exist on the Caribbean island of Hispaniola, but historically they have rarely seen eye to eye. Tensions due to controversial law changes and the recent hanging of a Haitian man in the Dominican Republic have experts worried that the island is on the brink of a humanitarian crisis. So why do Haiti and the Dominican Republic hate each other? Well, to understand the conflict, we have to go back to 1697, when France and Spain divided Hispaniola in two after battling for control. Haiti gained independence from France in 1804 and subsequently took over the Spanish Dominican side in an effort to free the entire island of slavery. Haiti occupied the Dominican side for 22 years. During that time, the Spanish-speaking Dominicans were restricted to speaking French, and Haitians enforced oppressive rules on labor and the redistribution of Dominican wealth. Although the Dominican Republic eventually gained its independence from Haiti, it's thought that this period of occupation was where their relationship started to sour. Since then, several social and economic factors have contributed to deepening divisions. Today, tensions are largely motivated by racism. Human rights experts observe that Dominicans openly discriminate against Haitians because they perceive them to be more black, despite both cultures having African ancestry. Dominicans argue that they have more European heritage than their Haitian neighbors. This anti-Haitian sentiment has endured since 1937, when dictator Rafael Trujillo led the Dominican Republic. Rafael was obsessed with pale skin, and under his rule, around 10,000 to 25,000 dark-skinned Haitians living in Dominican border towns were murdered. Economically, the Dominican Republic fares better than Haiti. Experts suggest that this disparity comes down to the way Hispaniola is divided. While the Dominican Republic enjoys plentiful rains, the mountains that border the two nations cut off Haiti's rainfall. The semi-arid climate, coupled with deforestation problems, has meant Haiti's agricultural production is more restricted than the Dominican Republic's. All that being said, when the 2010 earthquake devastated Haiti, the Dominican Republic was quick to jump to its aid, providing food, water, and rescue workers. Sadly, this feeling of goodwill didn't last. So what went wrong? Well, after the earthquake, more Haitians took refuge in the Dominican Republic. However, a recent High Court ruling retroactive to 1930 means that refugees can only be granted Dominican citizenship if at least one of their parents is a legal resident. According to reports, more than 200,000 Haitians are now stateless. Following the decision, Haitian-Dominican tensions have escalated into violence, with reports of Dominicans burning the Haitian flag and open calls for the deportation of all Haitian refugees. Experts suggest that countries like the United States and other Caribbean nations may have to get involved if the new ruling continues to perpetuate human rights abuses against Haitian refugees. To learn more about tensions between other countries, check out this playlist now, including a look at why China hates Japan.
The two nations also have enormous political and cultural differences. They are also both making aggressive gains in military strength, and both fighting for greater influence in the region.
And if there are other country relationships you'd like us to explore, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.